Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another video. Dustin here, software developer in Canada. Today I wanted to talk about what I consider to be the best language if you're starting out or if you just want to learn a new language in 2021. And I'm not going to leave you hanging, so I'll tell you right now what it is, and hopefully you'll stay with me to kind of hear me out. It is TypeScript. TypeScript is the superset of JavaScript, and it's essentially, if you learn that, you're learning JavaScript at the same time. So you're going to see in a lot of these videos where people say, maybe learn Python, maybe learn JavaScript. I'm essentially giving you a hack and telling you learn TypeScript, because then you're going to have JavaScript as well at the same time. And I wanted to show you a couple little things here. This is from the Stack Overflow 2020 survey. This is where they kind of survey all the developers and hear what they're talking about, that kind of thing, their opinions. If you go to technology and you see most loved, these are the most loved of 2020, I suppose. And you see right at the top there is TypeScript. Above it is Rust, but the reason that I want to tell you guys why, even though Rust is at the top, why you want to go with TypeScript is you can use it in so many different platforms as well, which is just the power of JavaScript. But then you get this JavaScript plus effect with TypeScript, as it's a superset of JavaScript that allows you to do static typing. So it's kind of an add-on, and you don't have to do it at first. So you can essentially just write JavaScript. You can use the same tutorials that you found with JavaScript, or you can use TypeScript ones. You'll be able to write all the modern JavaScript language all the way up to ES Next, which is the newest, essentially, always the next one. And TypeScript can compile that down back into what's called ES5, which is more compatible with older browsers. So that's just an additional thing you get, which is just right out of the gate great. And what I was saying about JavaScript being so powerful is that you can use it on the desktop, you can use it in mobile, you can use it on the front end, the back end. With the back end, you got Node, and you can use TS Node if you want to do TypeScript directly. Nest.js, I believe, has TypeScript. Almost every framework nowadays supports TypeScript, especially in the front end, like Angular, Next.js, Vue, Gatsby, the Create React app. Some of them by default, some of them not. And then, like I was saying, for JavaScript with mobile and desktop, you got Electron, you got Cordova. That's going to cover all your different things there. So essentially, by learning this language first, you've already set yourself up to have all the tooling where, as you learn, you can kind of put it wherever you want and have any kind of platform you want. And in that regard, I wanted to show you one more page here, the State of JS 2020. This is another one, just kind of a report of what are the going-ons in JavaScript. And if we look here at technologies and we go to the JavaScript flavors, again, you'll see the same kind of thing, that under the rankings for satisfaction, TypeScript's been at the top for many years in a row, for interest, for usage, for awareness. So it's a language that probably doesn't get enough talk, I think, and I've been checking out a few of these videos of what other people recommend, and everyone says JavaScript or Python, and I think people need to mention TypeScript because it's the clear winner for a superset of JavaScript. It's not going anywhere. It's created by Microsoft, and it's really, I think it's the smarter choice, because as you learn that, you can start just writing the JavaScript, and instantly in the code you already have it. Once you start understanding more about static typing, you can just add it on. And if you look at some of the syntaxes between some languages, like let's say a C# or a Java or Swift, it looks very similar to TypeScript. So by starting with a JavaScript base that you can kind of build into typed language, you're able to kind of see the whole progression of dynamic versus static typed languages as well, which is just another great thing. And an advantage of having the static type languages, especially when you're working with objects and that kind of thing, is also in your IDE editor when you're writing the code, the kind of auto-completing and IntelliSense you get. You're going to get much better information from a TypeScript language by default than you're going to get from JavaScript on a typical configuration. And that's just going to help you, especially a new learner, to be able to get all this autocomplete and extra information that TypeScript allows you to have. That's why I think it's always valuable to have that. So it might be a little bit harder than JavaScript to start, but I don't think it's a barrier to entry. And at the same time, if you want to just start with JavaScript, still build a TypeScript project, but then just write JavaScript. And then as you progress and as you feel more comfortable in JavaScript and you get more understanding of the fundamentals, you've already got the TypeScript framework in there, and you can just start typing in that and start changing your files progressively as you feel like. So to me, it sounds like the perfect language in 2021 and maybe into the future. At one point there was a question about its adoption, but I think at this point it's the clear winner. So I think those are my main reasons that I had written down for why you should pick TypeScript. So I hope you agree with some of them. And if you don't, please leave me a comment. If you have any questions, that kind of thing as well. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want more content like this, throw me a subscribe and I'll give you more. So thank you very much for checking it out, and see you guys in the next video.